Hello everybody and welcome back to RS Trains. My name's Corey, and in today's video, well, I haven't done one of these in such a long time. The last one I did I think was back in April, but we're going to be doing a quick short little layout update video because I know many of you are probably wondering what's the layout looking. Well, you know what the layout looks like, but what's going in next, or what am I currently working on the layout? So we're gonna look at that right now. So first, to start off, you probably don't notice it, but the buildings have a slight change about them, and you're not gonna see it in the light. So let's turn the lights off. Yes, that's right, the buildings are in their very early stage of being lit up. They have quite a while to go till they get to the right stage. So right now, all I have is the Woodland Scenics Just Plug lights just put in and kind of taped to the roof or taped to wherever they are, just to kind of get the feel of what they'll look like. So then eventually later on I'll put some black paper over the windows I'd like to not light up. Not every building is completely lit up with all the windows, so to make it, I guess, feel more real, I'm gonna have some of those windows covered up with either black paper, or maybe I'll print out some window curtains to kind of cover those windows up and make it feel, I guess, more real, even though you can't get too real in the O-scale hobby, but you can certainly go pretty far. Well, with the lights in mind, I installed my Woodland Scenics Just Plug light system. Now, the reason I did this is because I know a few of you are probably going to mention that these buildings already come with lights in them, and yes, they do. I felt terrible having to rip those lights out, but the reason I did that is because some of these buildings didn't have the right color of light that I wanted. So like some would be like, oh yeah, that's nice, but it's not in the right position. It's either too bright or too dim. So by getting Woodland Scenics Just Plug lights, I can put them in. They're small too, so I can really fit them anywhere. So like I said, I could put them in and I could tune the brightness, which is really handy. Like I could do that now. I don't feel like it because I'm happy with the way they're set, but I could go under and tune the brightness, and if I'm not happy with the shade of light, I could get a different light. So if I don't want a neon white, I could get a warm white, or I could get a completely different color, which is super cool. So along with the buildings being lit up, I'm eventually going to have the streets lit up as well. And these aren't my street lamps. These are gonna go to the station, but I'm gonna have lamps like these illuminating the street, and it'll really help a lot because it'll make the town, again, feel more real, but it's also going to provide more light out onto the streets and onto the tracks, because in the dark you can't see everything on a camera. If you're here, like, you know, first person, I guess, or whatever, you could see a lot more with your eyes, but in the camera you're not going to see much. So with extra street lights lighting up the streets and partially lighting up the tracks, you're going to be able to see a lot more, and again, it's going to make it feel more like an actual town. You'll probably see is that the road is starting to go in, and I'm not doing the road the simple easy way where I just get black paper, put it down, and call it a day. I'm taking the hard route, but I think the hard route is going to be a lot more worth it in the end. So again, I'm using Woodland Scenics for this, but we're making the road out of like a custom plaster. I can't quite remember what it was called, but the reason I'm doing this is because I can build the road up to different heights, and I can put like cracks in and that stuff, and then it just feels a lot more real. So once I put the lanes in and the road ballast next to it and the cars on top of it, as well as kind of making those road cracks and like those slight pave overs and patches, the road, in my opinion, is going to feel very real. So as you can see by the railroad crossings, we're just starting to put the road in and kind of mapping out where it's going to go. But yeah, so that's another thing I'm starting to work on. And then finally, as you can see, I have TMCC. Now I know a lot of you in the comments have been like, when you gonna get TMCC? And well, I finally have it now, but I only have it working on the outer loop right now. But still, it's so much fun to operate. It's definitely it feels a lot like the NCE power cab I have for my small HO layout. I pretty much already know how to operate it. It's simple commands and stuff, but still, it feels like a whole different new world of O-scale trains getting that than just conventional. So it's a lot of fun. And I also forgot, as I was going to stand up, I realized that I forgot to tell you guys also about the layout. I put in a switchboard, so now instead of my switches being on the side of the layout all over the place, where it's making like having to grab on a rock climbing wall or something, my switches are all now installed in a nice switch panel, which is easy to access with one hand, and they're all labeled too. But yeah, otherwise that's pretty much it for this small little layout update video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, so stay tuned. Bye-bye.